Hello, Our Lady of Grace. It is a strange time for our community, but we are still a parish that grows disciples. Our Faith Formation Staff is creating a set of resources for everybody to share during this time, including videos like this that allow you to get to know our staff a little better and learn about some faith-filled activities for parishioners and families of all ages to be doing during this time. My name is Jake Teitchen, and I coordinate our youth and young adult ministries here at the parish, and I focus in on Life Teen, our high school youth ministry, and preparing young people for the sacrament of confirmation. This is my 12th year at Our Lady of Grace, and this community has come to be a home for me and my family. I'm married to Allison, and we have 3 young children. Today, I'd like to tell you about a phrase in our faith called Memento Mori. Now, Memento Mori is a Latin phrase that means remember your death. That may sound grim, especially at a time like right now, but in actuality, it's been a part of our Christian tradition, and it's meant for us to live a better life. On Ash Wednesday, we keep in mind words from God to Adam and Eve, that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Saint Benedict, in part of his rule, used to ask his monks to keep death daily before their eyes. This was not a way to make everyone depressed, but instead to remember Christ's victory over death and for us to have some perspective on our decisions. If we were to imagine how big decisions in our life don't just affect today or next week or next month, but actually how we'll think about them at the end of our life, then oftentimes it provides clarity for our decision making and even makes them a lot easier. Memento Mori, remember your death, helps us make the most of our life. So if you are quarantined inside today and you need something for you and your family to do, here are a few options. For our youngest and littlest parishioners, you could write a letter or draw a picture for one of your grandparents. They love you so much, and I think that's why you'll be happy that you wrote to them, and I know that they'll be happy about it. Young parishioners and adolescents, you have so much going on. You may not have even thought about the end of your life, but today might be a good day to do that. If you've never written down a bucket list, let's make it happen. And I'm not just talking about skydiving or visiting Rome, though both of those are fun. Instead, I'm thinking about what priest are you going to have preside at your wedding? And what will your kids say about the way that you parented them? What kind of values are going to be in the home that you someday create? You don't have to do all those things today, but if you start imagining them, it'll make it easier to focus on them at the next big decision in your life. Adult parishioners, have you ever thought about your own funeral mass? That sounds a little dark, but it's better to think about these things while you're healthy and young. It's certainly better than leaving your family to do it while they are in mourning or having to do it yourself while you're really sick. Funeral is a celebration of life, and so it should include the music and the readings and the traditions that define who you are and your life and faith. We're going to share a link about how to learn a little bit more about the Catholic funeral mass and what some of those components are if you wanted to make a few notes. So let us continue to meditate on Memento Mori, to remember our death, and remember that it's a hope-filled practice and one that can lead us to a good life in Christ.